LCT AK74 single shot. And full auto.
Unboxing today, but you cheat, you've already had it out and stuck.
I've already unboxed it because my sling arrived.
Yeah, I know, but we can't do unboxing if you've already got it out of the box.
Well, it's a cardboard box, isn't it, Gadge? And I was so excited, I had to put my new sling on. Look, it's a lovely sling.
Oh, fair enough, mate.
Welcome back to Airsoft Action TV. I'm Anvil Hibberd.
And I'm Gareth Gadge Harvey.
In this episode, we're going to have a quick look at my new LCT AKS74.
Now, as we've mentioned in another episode, we've recently just taken an assignment on of LCT Kalashnikovs from Fire Support. And we want to show you what the airsoft features are of the said Kalashnikovs. We're not going to worry too much about the real steel stuff. It's more about the ergonomics and the build quality that you can get from an LCT AK. Tom, that looks pretty bloody good to me.
I'm really pleased with this. It's really solid. I'm really impressed. The stock locks up really nicely.
Yeah, nice side folding stock, so you can do CQB with it or woodland games.
No, there's no wobble in that at all. Material seems.
So I'm thinking, like the other one, that's got to be full steel.
Well,
but just for completion, should we check?
Let's do the Airsoft Action magnet test.
Magnet test, right? So okay, we'll look at the.
Let's go from
muzzle
front to
brake.
back. Yeah.
Muzzle brake, yeah, that's clearly steel. Sight block, yeah. Outer barrel,
Yep.
Gas parts, yep. Even the bayonet looks,
Yep.
yep. Okay, we'll look at the handguards fixtures. Yeah, I wouldn't even bother with that if it was me. Sight block and sight, yeah.
Front trunnion.
Front trunnion, yeah, strong on. Yeah, that is actually steel.
It's
That's
very
me knocking it over.
Still.
Mag catch.
Mag catch. Oh, this is a stop cap.
Lower receiver.
Yeah. Top cover.
Top cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. So look at that sight rail.
Sight rail.
Yeah. How about your trigger?
No.
Close. But the magazine release catch is
And trigger guards.
trigger guards.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Well,
stock release button.
Wow.
Pretty much every bit of that is made out of a decent quality steel. Now, usually a lot of airsoft guns, because they're not designed for any real use, and as this isn't really designed for real world use, they tend to be made out of kind of what we call like pot metal. It's sort of a weird kind of.
It's a nickel.
Yeah.
Well, technically, it's generally a nickel zinc alloy, and it's die cast, which is a bit like plastic injection molding, but with metal.
So quite often you get those fractures and breaks in it, can't
It's
you?
just
Like
not,
that, 'cause it's not particularly strong.
Not particularly strong metal, but.
Oh, that's just charging handles.
Yeah.
That's good. And so yeah, as you'd expect, right? I would call these a top end AK out of them. And I've got an E&L model, which is a slightly higher price point, but I really can't tell any difference externally.
There used to be a slight difference internally, but I think the LCTs have caught up quite a lot.
Now I know I've played with people's LCT AKs before and been incredibly pleased with them. And in a later episode, we will put this through a grouping, firing, and sort of like general chrono test.
Yeah.
But shall we look as much as we can at the internal gubbins, Tom? So right, top cover off, and that's where on a real AK you'd have your return spring, but obviously on a folding stock AK, that's where you're going to put your battery.
Actually, yeah, so you can get. There's a nice big hole inside there, so you can get. You have to get a stick NIM. I tend to use lipos, so this we're getting MOSFET on. So I get voltage alarm for lipos, but you can easily get a stick lipo down the gas tube and sitting in here quite happily.
That's very clean, tidily finished. All that heat shrink on the cabling.
Yeah,
small Tamiya connector. I know Tom prefers Deans.
Yeah, I'll go to Deans, but that's just me.
The top cover latch isn't going to fly off like some do. It's got a particularly strong spring there. And what's it like on there? Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's good. The
Sound
center,
ka-ching noise. Even toy AKs, it's just like whoa.
very, very normal for airsoft AKs. That's
fairly AK standard
Clone
hop.
of the Marui one is the AK hop.
I always call them like a slider kind of hop rather than the rotary hop.
It's got a lovely The barrels in these LCT AKs are 6.02, so they're tight bore as standard. The polish is they're not lapped. Not hand lapped like some of the crazy stuff, but the polish is pretty good in there. So there's no real need to change the barrel on these at all. In fact, having had a look at our friend Ben's internals on one of his guns, there's no need to change any of the internals at all.
Yeah,
they're brilliant.
Now, one thing I do like about these, and obviously that's a very classic AK-74, but you could really easily modernise it because I know all this fantastic quality furniture. Again, there's a takedown lever there. Just pull it off, replace it with like polymer form furniture.
Yeah, what's great about the LCTs and the E&Ls, and it's not the same with other brands. Some of them do, some of them don't. So if you do buy another brand, be careful and check. These will take all of the real steel furniture.
Yeah. So
any of the clone stuff, but also if you wanted to buy surplus or collectible parts and put them on these, you can do that.
Well, I've got real steel front handguards on my E&L, and I'm telling you now, they look exactly like this. It's instead of having one big chunk of wood, like we mentioned in a video on the AKMS, it's actually laminated plywood, and even on that hand grip there, you can actually see the individual strands that have been done properly. Rather than just cutting corners and just going, oh, we'll just bang a bit of wood on, they've actually made it properly, which is brilliant.
So we're really impressed with these LCTs, aren't we, Gadge?
Yeah.
We think they're currently retailing at
£240.
£240, which is, to be honest, absolute bargain.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, I know I really couldn't afford to buy one this month, but I spoke to the wife and went, look, Sean, this is a crazy
Gadge
price.
found out myself and my teammate were buying them and just couldn't be left out.
I want one. Yeah, I'm having one too. And so far, obviously, we've got to put it to a firing test. But one thing we've noticed with these, as we mentioned with the AKMS reviewers, they come already pre-tested. It doesn't come out of the factory in China and like it's been banged together. When you get it home and you find out someone's forgotten to put grease in the gearbox, or it's been so over-greased that it's just chugging away. That's been testified not once but twice, I believe, Tom.
Well, it's been testified 10 times in the factory by LCT, and then I also found out that Fire Support testified it before it got to me. It's got a sticker on the side of the box which will show you.
Literally days before.
Pretty much when it was pulled out of the warehouse to send to me, they testified it, chronoed it, which is brilliant, which is a great service.
Now I found with my my old E&L AK-74 that takes pretty much everyone's AK mag. I'm pretty sure it's the same with LCT. You've never had any trouble, have you, with
my previous one? No. The only thing I had some problems feeding the metal King Arms mags, but certainly, and the ones I found the most reliable, ironically, are Cyma.
Well, weirdly, you know, when I E&L, one thing I didn't like about it was that I actually had to modify Cyma mags to get it to fire. Whereas I know that using your LCT in the past, your modern LCT, and our friend Ben's LCT, that's just fed with everything. Marui mags, LCT mags, Cyma mags, E&L mags, it's never been a problem.
Yeah, this fits all the big modern kind of P-mag, E-mag style AK mags as well.
And thinking about modern fixtures, we know that for most modern airsofters, you want to accessorise the crap out of things. Now, obviously the AK isn't really designed for it, but if you wanted to, there's a nifty little rail on the side, and you can put an aftermarket side rail with a 20mm mount on the top. So if you want to have like an L-can or some sort of red dot or even a telescopic sight, it's not a problem. You can fix it on. So,
and we're going to just do a quick gearbox tour and show you what these LCTs are made from. So I've just opened it up. We've got a full set of bearings, which look great. They spin really nicely, and they're nicely reinforced on the back side. We've got a bearing spring guide, which is excellent in a stock gun. Looks really good. I'm no expert on springs, but it's a spring. So we've got a metal reinforced piston. All the teeth are metal. If you want to, I can have a look at this and tune it for angle of engagement, but as you can see, all the teeth are intact, so I may end up taking one or two teeth out of this. We do have a lovely metal and almost certainly aluminium vented piston head. I don't think there's a bearing guide inside there, but fantastic quality, really nicely moulded. Let's take the compression system out. Sapphire plate's nice and stiff. Nozzle is probably quite hard to show you. See if I can or not. Nozzle is O-ring sealed on the inside. Brilliant. So So it's a completely non-vented cylinder, well greased on the inside, nice big pad, have a look down there, and a nice, feeds nicely into the nozzle inside there as well. See, there's a nice chamfer around the edge. So we've got another, this is aluminium piston, cylinder head, double O-ring sealed. As I said, you can see the thickness of that rubber pad there. These are pretty quiet in operation. And we'll have a quick look at the compression while we're here. So it locks up really nicely with a good firm push. So I'm really happy with that. Gears wise, look like CNC steel, lots of shims. We've got a delayer chip already in place, branded LCT. Just be careful not to lose the shims on that, because that'd be a pain. Pinion gear. Decent quality. And again, you can see these are really nice. You could probably end up with a higher quality gear set aftermarket wise, particularly the pinion gear. You can maybe benefit from a reinforced gear here, but for the moment really happy with what you get internally. And a nice high quality anti-reversal latch. Gearbox shells nicely made, triggers staying in place, which is really good. Some of these are my previous LCT gearbox, the trigger had a bit of a habit of popping out when you're trying to reassemble it, which was really annoying. Looks like I'm not really going to have that problem with this one. So a quick look at the gearbox shell while we're here. So nice and tidy. Bit of flashing here. I'll probably take that off before I reinforce it, and I might polish the rails inside the gearbox as well. But in general, for a stock gun costing £239, this quality of the components inside this is absolutely amazing, and I'm more than happy to run this as it is until it breaks. I don't imagine that'll be for a very long time.
It's a classic. It's an absolute classic, but it is convertible, so we can change that handguard. And I'm pretty sure this handguard's with 20mm rails on the bottom or whatever.
There are indeed.
Yeah.
Highly recommended. So go along, pop along to Fastport, have a look, buy one.
Do you know what, I might buy one of those as well, Tom.
I've been Tom, Anvil Hibberd.
And I've been Gareth, Gadge, Harvey.
We'll see you next time.